Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal. I've got a vinyl collection update today. Only a few things to show, but one thing that I have been waiting months for. Literally months. The pre-order came out a long time ago, and of course I got it the day I saw it. And then it came out, and mine wasn't shipping, and it wasn't shipping, and I had no idea what was going on. And I finally got it this week after seeing it everywhere and just really being jealous that everybody got theirs before mine. So let's get started. The first vinyl that I have to show is something that I am crediting as pretty much the album that got me into death metal as a whole. They just did a whole new reissue of it, and yeah, I mean, this is just one of my all-time favorite albums, and it's one that I was hoping would get a repress on vinyl, and when it finally was announced, I was just so happy. So, and of course, it's fantastic. The vinyl sounds amazing. The quality of it is incredible. So I'm just over the moon about this. And this is the Fear Factory demanufacture repress that was done by Run Out Groove. Yeah, so Fear Factory is one of those bands that is going through an identity crisis at the moment, as I like to call it. There's just been a lot of rifts between band members, specifically, I think Burton and then Dino Cazares, over naming rights and all these other things. For the most part, they don't get along too well right now. There's been a lot of drama within the band for the last several years. For me, growing up, I absolutely loved Fear Factory. It was one of my favorite bands of all time. I just loved everything that they put out. I grew up listening to them. So Demanufacture is their second full length, if you're not familiar with this band. They're industrial metal for the most part, but there's definitely elements in there that got me into death metal. Like, it was extreme metal. It was something that I absolutely loved. The album came out back in 1995, and I was 10 years old at the time. So I was relatively young. So my brother actually is a lot older than I am. He's the reason why I listen to metal and death metal as a whole. He's really into that music as well. And I remember him playing this and just thinking, like, what is that? And I remember I heard the song Self Bias Resistor, and I was like, I'm sold. This band is awesome. And just growing up, listening to this band, the evolution of it, it's one of those bands I've always loved everything that they've done. Obviously, some albums more than others. I would say Digimortal is probably, in my eyes, their weakest album in their discography. But this Demanufacture is just one of my all-time favorite albums. I had a CD of it. It got played to death. It's gone now, and I've been trying to find a good replacement for it and just to have it again. But the fact that they repressed this on vinyl made me so happy. So it's a 3-disc pressing. Just a lot of cool stuff on here. There's a Live at Ozfest from 1996 on here. So yeah, there's extras to it. It's not just the album. So yeah, 3 vinyls. It's heavy, it's beefy. When I got the package, I was like, wow, this is really heavy. It's on this really cool blue marble, like black and white marble color. And just all around, it sounds really, really good. The quality of it is amazing, and I'm so happy. So I absolutely loved this album so much that whenever I would meet somebody and they would ask me, like, oh, I'm getting into metal, what should I listen to? This was generally the first one that I would suggest. Soul of a New Machine is obviously one of my other favorite albums by them. Mechanized is another one. Archetype, like, I absolutely love this band, and I'll probably do a discography ranking and stuff like that video eventually when I finally get all of their CDs back in my collection. But yeah, it's a nice trifold with some really nice images in there. And just in general, for me, who has always loved this band and has always just, it was the music. I didn't care about the drama that was going on within the band. I was over the moon when I finally got this in the mail. This is probably a prized possession now. I don't ever plan on getting rid of it. In fact, I kind of wish I had ordered 2 of them just to have one in good shape and then one for listening. So maybe if they're still available, I might end up doing that. It was relatively pricey as vinyls go, but to me it was worth it, and I love this album. So I love this album so much that a while back, several years ago, I was on Sirius XM Liquid Metal. They used to do this listener domination series where they would pick a listener that would host a show for 30 minutes, and it was awesome. And they picked me. I submitted like an application to do it, and Sean the Butcher emailed me and then called me and had like a talk with me about the songs I wanted to play, and Fear Factory Self-Bias Resistor was one of the songs that I picked. So like I said, I've always just loved this album. I know that they're coming out with a new album this year, and I do like the single that's come out. I'll probably get it. But as far as I'm concerned, Fear Factory is dead. And I just don't think anything can be really moved forward with that band without Burton at lyrics. But, you know, it is what it is. Some bands just, they keep going, and in my eyes, like, yeah, they should have probably stopped a long time ago, and maybe this is one of those bands. But for now, I'm supporting this last album that's coming out, as I feel it's the true Fear Factory, and then from there on out, I don't know. I kind of hope maybe Dino just takes another side project and just goes with it, but whatever. Anyway, this album is fantastic. If you have never heard Fear Factory, which would be shocking if you're watching this video, definitely check this out. I feel like this is probably their best album that they've ever released. It's really good. It's industrial metal. There's a lot of elements to it, so it's not technically death metal, but whatever. But, you know, Raymond Herrera, Burton C. Bell, Dino Cazares, and then Christian was credited as bassist in this album, but I don't know if he actually did all of the bass tracks on it. I can't remember the full story about that. But, like, this is their glory days. Like, just Raymond Herrera's drumming is incredible. Dino Cazares is just an amazing guitar player. He's a signature guitarist on Ormsby Guitars. So, like, you know, and then the uniqueness of Burton C. Bell's singing in this is just all around. I absolutely love this album. So I am so happy that I finally have this. And I just, again, I might buy another one just so I can keep one in good shape and then actually listen to another one. So, all right, the next album that I have is another album that I have been on the hunt for. I've been looking around for this for a while. It came out last year on Unique Leader Records. I immediately didn't know anything about this band, had never heard them before, and then it came up on my Spotify one day when I was just walking my dogs. Like, the album finished and it auto-played this song, and I was like, oh, I really like this. What is this? And it was this band. So this is Afterbirth with their album 4-Dimensional Flesh, right there. So Afterbirth is a brutal death metal band. I would say more of like the technical brutal death metal. There's a lot of progressive elements into this as well, but it's brutal death metal. Like I said, they're on Unique Leader Records, and this is their second full length. Their first full length, The Time Traveler's Dilemma, is also very good. I have that coming, but not on vinyl. I was unable to find it on vinyl, but yeah, it's a really nice gatefold with some cool pictures right there. And then the vinyl itself is just like this minty green color, like this minty green marble color. I'll show it off. It's nice. So yeah, this is a really good album. Was hard to find for the most part. When I first searched for it on tape, I couldn't find it anywhere. It was sold out everywhere. The pricing of Discogs was ridiculous. So then I looked on vinyl, and same thing. And then for some reason, I don't know if they just repressed these or what, or like if there was just like a backstock that just randomly appeared. But Indie Merch had a Memorial Day weekend sale. I think it was like 25% off or something ridiculous. So I went and I just searched again. It's like, hey, maybe they'll have the CDs, which I would have settled for. And it was there. And so I got it, and I was super pumped. I got it for an amazing price too because of the sale. And then I was able to snag their first album on CD. So that hasn't come yet, but I'll show that off as soon as I get it. So this is really good. It's got a lot of intricacy in it. There's a lot of technical death metal sounding to it. There's some progressiveness, but it's all around. It's very different. It's very good. It's refreshing listen. And this, if I had heard this last year, it probably would have been one of my favorite releases to come out. So definitely check this out if you have never heard it. Again, it's got that brutal death metal vocal style, but it is really good. And then finally, I go through this thing where during the summertime, when when the weather starts to get a lot hotter, well, I live in Florida, so that's not really much of a change, but when it gets even more hotter than it already is, and it's just that summertime feeling, I tend to get a little bit more into the hardcore music, and I listen to that a little bit more. I don't know what it is about summer that makes me want to listen to hardcore, but I was creeping around on Closed Casket Activity's website a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed that they repressed these albums, and I know who this band is, and I'm very familiar with who they are, but had never really listened to them. And so I took a listen to the music, and I was like, okay, this sounds similar to Rage Against the Machine. It's not exact to a T, but the vocal style, the way it sounds, for the most part, give or take, I mean, it's not exact, like, don't hold me to that, but it's similar. It reminds me of Rage Against the Machine. So I bought both the albums. So this is called, the band's name is called Incendiary, or I'm pretty sure I said that right. Band out of New York. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Afterbirth is a US band, and so is Fear Factory. So for the people that enjoy hearing that little tidbit. So yeah, band out of New York, hardcore. This is their Cost of Living. This is their second full-length album, and again, I had never heard it until I just decided to pop in and listen to it that one day. It comes on this really nice matte finished gatefold with some cool images. This is the New York subway with some skeletons in there. So for the most part, Closed Casket Activities, they press really nice vinyl. It's always really nice quality. So this is a nice gatefold. It has some lyrics and then images there, and then of course it's colored vinyl. So this one is a nice half and half white red splatter. So this album is really good. I really enjoy it. Like, you know, it's hardcore music, it's not death metal, so whatever. I'm not going to make a special hardcore series for my channel, but yeah, it's good. If you're looking for a new hardcore band, definitely check out Incendiary. I think they're pretty legendary within the scene. I guess they're considered hardcore punk. Whatever. It's hardcore. And just for the most part, that's all I know. I know out of New York. I know that this is their second full length, and then I got their latest full length that came out in 2017. So it seems like it's been a few years since they've released an album, since this last one came out. And this is really good too. So this is Thousand Mile Stare. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. And again, a really nice like matte cardboard gatefold. Geez, I'm having some troubles talking, with some nice images. And then of course this one is also colored with it. This one has a nice printed inner sheet, which of course it's impossible to get out of the gatefold, which is, you know, happens with vinyl. So yeah, a nice printed inner sheet where it says Product of New York, which is like their like logo thing, and it came with a nice sticker of this as well, and then lyrics on one side, and then of course the colored vinyl, this like butterfly blue and orange effect. So, and then the Closed Casket sticker. So really good. Like I said, for whatever reason, this time of the year, I always get in the mood for some more like hardcore sounding albums, and I always buy them, and then for the most part the rest of the year I go back to listening to death metal. So Incendiary, really good albums. Definitely check these out if you're into the hardcore music and you're looking for something newer. You probably already own it, because again, it's not like my niche. I don't know a whole lot about the genre or bands to listen to, so whatever, you probably already own it already. I don't know. I just know that they're really big, and a lot of people really enjoy them, and they have a really big following, and these represses, people were raving about them. So I got lucky and I was able to get some off of Closed Casket, but I think for the most part, some other color variants, stuff like that, are sold out. So you'll have to pop over there and see what they still have left. So that's all that I had to show today. I am so pumped about that Fear Factory vinyl. I have 3 new vinyl coming today. I have a couple more coming the rest of the week, so I'll probably do another collection update next week on just vinyl only. I'm thinking about a couple of other ideas for videos. I definitely going to do another distro video, distro label video. I'm definitely going to do a discography video, and I definitely want to do a review of a couple of new albums that have been coming out lately. I just unfortunately have had no time to record. Today's the first day in a while where I've had a lapse in my work schedule to do this, and no school, nothing like that. And then I started that distro, and that's been taking my time. I shipped out, I think, like 40 or 50 orders in the last couple of days, which one man, or one woman I should say, operating takes a while. So if you've ordered from me, everything is out the door. And thank you so much for all your support. I am putting in a couple of orders to a couple of labels in the next couple of weeks to add more stuff to my distro website. I just haven't gone through and figured out what I wanted to buy, and I'm probably going to do some polling and see what people want to see up on the site, and just try to get this rolling. I've also contacted an artist about making a logo and stuff like that, so that's going to be coming soon as I'm able to pay and get all that stuff figured out. So it's coming along slowly. This is going to be my summer project, so thank you guys so much for all of your support with that. I was blown away at how much I sold within a couple of days. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, I've been posting what I have available over there, and I need to update most of the posts for what's been sold out. But I'll also link the distro link in the description. There's still some stuff available, still some really good stuff available, especially if you're a fan of black metal. So definitely pop over there, especially if you're been looking for some Paysage d'Ivoire to add to your collection. I've got some stuff over there, and then Black Solis, stuff like that. And so some people were asking me, so I'll talk about it, why I was selling like Sedimentum and Undeath and stuff like that. It wasn't my personal collection that I was selling. I bought pretty much a whole entire collection from somebody who, like I said, was moving and getting rid of everything. I pretty much went through what he had, and I took what I knew I could resell, and then I kept a couple of things for myself. So no, I did not sell those from my personal collection. I still have the Phobophilic and the Undeath and the Blood Incantation and stuff like that. But I just knew what gold mines he had, and I snagged them, and I got them, and I was able to make money back from that. So that was kind of like my starter point to see if I could build some sort of a clientele reputation. So we're getting there. A nice little side project, like I said. I hope maybe someday this will turn into something more, who knows. But all right, thank you guys once again for all the support, and I appreciate it. So again, sorry for the lack of videos. I'll hopefully try to get up 1 or 2 more this week, and then hopefully things will slow down a little bit more and I'll have more time for this. Have a great day.